Big stories, big pressure, big nights at Anfield. This is Anfield Central, your home for the latest Liverpool news, transfers and sharp analysis. No noise, just what matters to real Reds. So if you love Liverpool, hit subscribe and stay ahead of every story. Let's get into it.
Alexander Isak injury latest as Arne Slot offers potential timescale for Liverpool return. Alexander Isak will play again for Liverpool this season, but patience will be required. That's the clear message from head coach Arne Slot as the striker continues his recovery from a broken leg. After completing a £125 million move from Newcastle United last summer, expectations were huge, but injuries have prevented fans from seeing the very best of the Swedish forward so far. Now there is finally progress. Slot revealed that Isak has returned to the pitch in running shoes, marking the first visible step in the final stages of his rehabilitation. He stressed that while it's an encouraging sign, there is still work to be done before the striker is match-ready. The next step will be ball work, followed by reintegration into full team training. However, Slot warned that even once Isak is back with the squad, sharpness will take time. The Liverpool boss admitted that neither the club nor the player has been able to see the best Alex yet. After 4 or 5 months out, Slot says it's unrealistic to expect him to immediately hit top speed at Premier League. Encouragingly, the rehab process has gone smoothly, something Slot described as a credit to both Isak's professionalism and the club's medical staff. When pressed on a timeline, Slot suggested a possible return around the international break, potentially late March or early April, if there are no setbacks. But he made it clear that being back in training does not mean an instant return to the starting 11. Pre-season, he believes, will be crucial in unlocking a different version of Isak, yet the hope inside Anfield is that supporters will still get a glimpse of his true quality before the campaign ends. For now, Liverpool must wait, but the message is clear: Isak will be back, and when he is fully fit, the Reds expect a different level.
Liverpool's stars face 25% wage cut if Champions League missed as financial warning emerges. Liverpool's fight for Champions League football has just taken on even greater significance. According to fresh reports, the Reds players could face a 25% wage reduction if the club failed to qualify for Europe's top competition next season. It's a stark reminder of what's at stake both on and off the pitch. Arne Slot was expected to build on last season's title success after a staggering £450 million investment in the squad, but instead, Liverpool sit 6th in the Premier League and have won just 2 of their last 8 league matches. With a clash against Nottingham Forest looming, the pressure is mounting. If Chelsea win this weekend, the Reds could find themselves 5 points adrift of 4th place. Financial expert Stefan Borson has suggested that Liverpool may activate contractual clauses allowing for a 25% salary cut should they miss out on a top 5 finish. That measure would help offset the financial blow of missing the Champions League. There is still hope. Liverpool are just 2 points behind 5th-placed Chelsea and 3 behind Manchester United, and their next 4 fixtures appear favourable on paper. Matches against Nottingham Forest, West Ham United, Wolverhampton Wanderers and Tottenham Hotspur offer a chance to build momentum. All 4 are battling near the bottom of the table, and maximum points will be expected. However, the run-in will be decisive. Home and away clashes with Chelsea and Manchester United in the final weeks could ultimately determine Liverpool's European fate. Beyond this season, the implications stretch even further. Summer 2026 is shaping up to be crucial, especially with uncertainty surrounding key figures. Ibrahima Konate and Andrew Robertson are reportedly set to leave on free transfers, while Mohamed Salah continues to be linked with an exit. The midfield, too, has struggled for consistency. Liverpool will need both starters and depth additions, and without Champions League revenue, competing for Europe's elite talent becomes significantly harder. For Slot and his squad, the equation is simple. Results now will shape finances, transfers, and the direction of the club for years to come.
Virgil van Dijk gutted by endo blow as Liverpool captain backs Szoboszlai for future armband. Liverpool's season has taken another emotional twist, with captain Virgil van Dijk admitting the squad were really gutted after the latest injury setback at Anfield.
As Arne Slot prepares his side for a crucial Premier League clash against Nottingham Forest, the Reds continue to battle a mounting injury list. Despite winning 4 of their last 5 games, fatigue is creeping in at a decisive stage of the campaign. Liverpool remain in contention for the Champions League and the FA Cup, even if the league title appears out of reach. But squad depth is now being tested more than ever. The biggest concern surrounds Wataru Endo, who could miss the rest of the season after suffering a foot injury in the 1-0 win over Sunderland. The 33-year-old's foot became awkwardly trapped in the turf while attempting a clearance. Cruel timing, given it was his first league start of the season. Endo had been filling in at right back amid injuries to Connor Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong, while Joe Gomez has also struggled with recurring fitness issues. Van Dijk didn't hide his disappointment. He revealed the dressing room was devastated after learning the extent of Endo's injury. "It's a shame. We were all really gutted after the Sunderland game," the Dutch defender said. He even compared it to a similar foot injury he suffered during his time at Southampton, describing it as not an easy one to take. Still, the Liverpool captain struck a tone of unity. He called Endo an important and respected member of the team, highlighting his leadership and commitment on the pitch despite limited minutes this season. While one senior figure battles misfortune, another continues to rise. Dominik Szoboszlai is enjoying a standout campaign and has even been tipped as a future captain. The Hungarian has registered 10 goals and 7 assists in 35 appearances, excelling across multiple roles from midfield to the right flank. Comparisons with club icon Steven Gerrard have begun to surface, and Van Dijk offered glowing praise. "He has been very good. He can still make the next step in terms of being a leader. It starts with leading by example, and he has done that." Van Dijk, who remains under contract until 2027, stopped short of passing on the armband just yet, but his endorsement speaks volumes about the respect Szoboszlai commands inside the dressing room. For Liverpool, this is a season balancing resilience and transition, battling injuries in the present while quietly shaping the leadership of the future.
Liverpool handed midfield contract warning as Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister linked with potential moves elsewhere. It serves as a timely reminder for the club's hierarchy. Contract talks are approaching a crucial stage, and the next few months could shape the future of Liverpool's engine room. When Liverpool overhauled their midfield in 2023 under temporary sporting director Jörg Schmadtke, it was far from a conventional rebuild. Familiar faces like Jordan Henderson and Fabinho moved on, and a new core arrived. Szoboszlai, McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch formed the spine of a refreshed midfield, one that would later go on to win the Premier League under Arne Slot. Now, 3 years on, all three will have just 2 years left on their contracts by the summer. That is typically the point where negotiations accelerate and where uncertainty can grow if deals are not secured. Szoboszlai recently confirmed that discussions between his representatives and Liverpool are ongoing, but speculation intensified after his national team coach Marco Rossi mentioned that Real Madrid had once been the Hungarian's dream club. His agent has since downplayed those comments. Meanwhile, McAllister was briefly mentioned as a possible option for Manchester United. Realistically, that scenario appears highly unlikely, and his father has publicly stated that the Argentine is happy at Anfield. Inside the dressing room, support remains strong. Captain Van Dijk praised Szoboszlai's development, highlighting not only his performances but his growing leadership qualities. "He can still make the next step in terms of being a leader," Van Dijk said, adding that the midfielder has already led by example this season and has the potential to be crucial for years to come. Alongside Gravenberch, outstanding last season and consistently impressive this year, the trio represent the present and future of Liverpool's midfield. Curtis Jones, whose deal runs until 2027, is another player whose situation will need attention. There may still be room for reinforcements this summer, and an upgrade on Wataru Endo could be considered. But before adding new names, securing the core already in place should be the priority. Failing to do so would risk a repeat of the frantic rebuild that once forced Liverpool into major late-window business. Stability now would prevent another expensive overhaul later. For Liverpool, this is about more than transfers. It's about protecting the spine of a title-winning midfield and ensuring the next chapter is built on continuity, not uncertainty. Arne Slot explains Liverpool's recent improvement from set pieces. Liverpool's recent improvement from set pieces has not gone unnoticed, and now Arne Slot has explained what's really behind the turnaround. The Reds have looked far more dangerous from corners and indirect free kicks in recent weeks, while also tightening up defensively. That shift has coincided with a noticeable upturn in results. The improvement comes after set-piece coach Aaron Briggs left the club at the end of December. At the time, Liverpool was struggling at both ends, conceding from minimal chances and failing to convert promising situations of their own. But Slot was quick to defend his former staff member. He made it clear that responsibility ultimately lies with him. "I'm happy you asked that question because it would be very unfair to Aaron. He was partly responsible, but in the end, I'm responsible for everything." The Dutchman insisted that a significant part of the earlier struggles came down to misfortune rather than poor structure or preparation. "We were in that period so unlucky, we hardly gave away any chances, but every ball went in. And at the other end, we created multiple opportunities, but the ball didn't go in." Since the turn of the year, Liverpool have scored 8 goals from set pieces, matching the total they managed in the first 4.5 months of the campaign combined. Slot believes things have simply returned to normal levels, with only minor tactical tweaks made behind the scenes. "In general, we didn't change that much, maybe some slight adjustments. Things just went back to normal." He confirmed that Lewis Mahoney now leads the main set-piece work, with regular meetings to fine-tune details. Interestingly, Slot also pointed out that during their Champions League campaign, while Briggs was still in place, Liverpool ranked number 1 for set pieces. For him, that underlines the foundation was already strong. Still, the manager stressed that improvement is an ongoing process. Just like with players, the club continues to assess whether staff additions could strengthen the overall setup. "At the moment, we are happy with the way things are," Slot said, "but we always keep our eyes open." For now, though, Liverpool's renewed threat from dead ball situations is proving decisive, and at a crucial stage of the season, that could make all the difference.